This video is sponsored by Squarespace, but I'll tell you more about them later. Elephants are a subject I keep coming back to in my drawings. I've drawn a few of them over the years. This is my fifth elephant and by far the most challenging one I've ever attempted. It's huge, and I completely underestimated it when I started. At the beginning, I felt confident. I love drawing elephants, they're familiar to me. I knew it would take a long time, but that's never really scared me. So I started off slowly, just orientated myself on this massive piece of paper, working lightly with a mechanical pencil, figuring out tone, finding my way. When I stepped back, I realized how small I was compared to the drawing. And while working on this piece, I had a lot of time to reflect, and I noticed something. Elephant drawings tend to mark major changes in my life. The first elephant helped me move out of this home studio and into my first independent studio. I was terrified, but selling that drawing gave me the safety net I needed to take the leap. It was also one of the first times I'd filmed my drawing process. That opened up a completely new way of sharing my work and marked the beginning of a new stage of sharing my practice more openly. Looking back, I can see how much my drawing has changed. The growth isn't just in scale, it's in the subtlety as well. The techniques I'm using now are very different from that first elephant. I'm working a lot softer with graphite. Being able to remove tone as easily as I apply it allows for a far more sensitive texture. Some things haven't changed though. The backgrounds are still arduous. They require pushing huge amounts of graphite into the paper. No shortcuts, just time and effort. And I think that's what's always made the work special. The fact that there aren't really any shortcuts, no matter how much I develop my techniques and skills, things just always take a long time. A few years later, I found myself in another studio working on the next elephant. By then, the way that I filmed and edited my videos had changed. I was far more confident and more playful with creative decisions. I also began working with other people. Editing and running the studio had started to take up so much time that I needed help. That support allowed the practice to grow, more work, more visibility, more momentum, and that momentum was really exciting. Coming back to this current elephant, the details in this drawing are just intense. Getting lost in these details, drawing each little node, each little paw. It's also overwhelming when I think about maintaining this level of detail across the entire piece. But a lot of the work in actually creating these drawings goes unseen. The reference building alone takes an enormous amount of time. For this drawing, one of the key ideas is new growth emerging from old cracks in the elephant's tusk. To make that believable, I needed extremely accurate references, and so I sculpted a full-size elephant tusk, layering plaster of Paris over a wire mesh and then carving it down to more accurately represent the reference that I was trying to recreate. It was slow, physical, cathartic, maybe suggestive work, but it gave me a chance to step out of my head during long drawing sessions. It's important to me that any surreal elements feel seamless. So small mistakes like shadows not sitting correctly can really undo a drawing. Elephants are sometimes called ecosystem engineers. Because of their size, they shape landscapes over time. They uproot trees, create open spaces, spread seeds, and allow new growth to emerge. And somewhere along the way, that metaphor started to mirror in my own life. If my career were a forest, this next elephant marked a major clearing. The weight of mist came into my mind after years of pushing forwards at full speed, building the studio, hiring people, chasing ambitious ideas. It showed me how fragile my energy really is. At the time, I didn't listen. I felt strong. I thought I could just keep going. But the mist, light and soft, carried an accumulative weight that eventually demanded attention. It took me a full year to realize how burnt out I had become. I spent that year trying to hold everything together, refusing to slow down. And now, this elephant, the largest one I've ever drawn, has forced the issue. It represents the thrill of doing big things, but has also demanded everything from me. All the wrinkles, the hair, the attention to detail, it's required complete focus. I've had to stop doing almost everything else and return to a very simple practice, drawing. And that's not easy for me. There are so many things I want to keep growing. Tools I'm designing, workshops, courses, collaborations. Letting go of those things, even temporarily, feels like failure. I don't fully know what comes next, but I do know this. Elephants mark big changes in my life, and this is the biggest elephant I've ever drawn. Before in this video, just want to give a quick shout out to this video sponsor, Squarespace. I've been working with them for a couple of years now, and they've played a huge role in my career, not only in sponsoring this video and helping me maintain this channel, but early on in my career, I was looking for a way to showcase my work and make it easy for collectors to find me and get in touch with me. And I didn't have time to learn HTML and build a beautiful, reliable website. And I found that Squarespace did all of that effortlessly. I never had to patch or upgrade anything. I could register a domain with them and set up an online store. And most importantly, I could design a portfolio and show my work the way that I wanted to. Also, every time I got stuck, their amazing support team helped me out instantly. So if you're looking at building a website, give Squarespace a try. And if you decide that you love them, use the offer code and get 10% off your first purchase. I hope this reflection has been helpful or even just entertaining to watch. It's been interesting to look back and realize how elephants have marked some of the biggest moments in my career. And it feels fitting at the end of the year to pause and reflect on where things are and how they might move forward. More than anything, this process has reminded me of the importance of coming back to simple things, of maintaining a simple practice. I'm really excited to see what the new year brings, and I'm looking forward to sharing more of that journey with you. If you'd like to see more, subscribing really helps support this channel. And as always, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.